So now that I actually got the rub rail off, the rod is more extensive than I thought. Hello, cold front. So I'm anchored right off of No Name here. I sailed a little closer to get, there's a reef directly up the wind of us, a large area of shoal. So if it weren't for that, we would have about a 1 meter chop here. This anchorage would be untenable. But, so I took the mainsail cover off, attached the halyard in case I have to raise sail quickly. So the front and all its fireworks have passed. Now the following morning is crisp and cool with a nice northwesterly breeze. But I have my favorite situation here where the tidal current is running against the wind. So the boat is still anchored, but she won't come up head to wind because of the current, which makes raising the mainsail difficult, especially getting those battens clear of the running backstay and the lee side topping lift. It looks like I got it. And just the thrust from the sail, though it's not even set and trimmed yet, was enough to push her around onto the other tack. Because she went forward, then the anchor pulled her around onto starboard. And then we sailed back around onto port. And I want to pull the anchor up on starboard tack because the anchor rod leads onto the starboard side. And when I'm on port tack, it comes up against the bobstay, which not only chafes the bobstay, but makes raising the anchor difficult. So anyway, we're now on starboard, and the anchor is up and free, and we're on our way. Well, ahoy everyone. It is Christmas Eve. That's downtown Miami. And we're just coming off the shoal here. And gonna cross Biscayne Bay and go back to that nice little anchorage outside of No Name Harbor. So yeah, so I sailed over to Coconut Grove there. Do some shopping and fill up my water tanks. Both missions accomplished, and there's plenty of room to anchor just outside the mooring field. There's good holding, and seems to be controlling depth is about 6 feet. So if you draw less than 6 feet, it's not a bad option. The only problem with this anchorage is when the winds come anywhere out of the east and even southeast, it's exposed to Biscayne Bay, and so you get a pretty nasty wind chop. And some years ago I got a mooring there for a month, and I mean the mooring was okay, but I can remember getting a week of, we had easterlies, east to southeast, 15 to 25 knots, and I mean for living aboard I just found it unbearable. It's just living on a boat that's just pitching and bucking, and to be paying for it on top of that. So that's all to say that the winds are supposed to come. We've had north and west winds the past few days. It's been nice and cool and pleasant, but that's supposed to change today. They're supposed to come more northeasterly and then easterly. So gonna go anchor on the other side of the bay. I got a repair to do. And little Baby Ruth there underneath the rub rail. I got a, there's a rotted section. So I got a scarf in, and I kind of been putting that off. And it's difficult when you're cruising because your dinghy is basically your pickup truck. It's how you get around. And anyway, so I gotta just bite the bullet and do that. So maybe I'll tackle it tomorrow. That'll be a Christmas project. So Baby Ruth will get put back in good order for Christmas. Other than that, it's still early morning. It's about 8 a.m. And I love these pleasant early morning sails because almost nobody's out on the water, so it's nice and quiet. Plus, you don't have to worry about dodging boats, especially in crowded areas like Miami. So you kind of have the whole place to yourself, and it's peaceful and quiet. And this is just a short downwind run, so we're not really trying to we're not pushing hard to get anywhere. So we can just take a nice lazy morning sail here. And I think I'm gonna make myself another cup of coffee. I still haven't made breakfast yet either. I should probably do that. But I think I'll wait till I get my anchor down before I cook a meal. So at some point we got to roll up our sleeves and get to work on this dinghy repair. So today's as good a day as any. So right now I'm cutting out the scarf using my Honda generator to power the saber saw. And then we move on to hand tools, hand saw and chisel to cut out the angled part. There's the beginnings of it. So we'll plane that smooth. We should have a nice scarf. Not sure how easy this will be to bend. We'll see how that goes. So first we want to mark where the scarf's going to go, and then we'll go at it with our hand saw again, making vertical cuts spaced about 1 inch apart, and that'll tell us how deep we want to go with our chisel at each point. So hopefully the angle of the wood that we've chiseled away will match that of the scarf, and we'll get a nice clean join. And like with the scarf, we'll finish it off with the bevel plane to get a nice smooth surface. So that actually didn't take too long, and before we know it, we're on to gluing here. So slather everything up with epoxy, clamp it in place, and then come back the next day and see how it turned out. That seems to be on there pretty good. As you can see, this scarf, I didn't realize how far the rot went. So I put some epoxy there, but I'm not sure I got all the rot out. So it could continue to spread. So, but anyway, this is an on-the-go repair. It'll get me to my next haul out at least. So, and if it continues to rot, then when I actually have some better working conditions, I can pull this whole thing off and replace it, this whole rub rail off. But I'm not going to do that now, trying to work here on the foredeck. Alright, well, looks like we can put Baby Ruth back in commission here, which is good because I have some grocery shopping to do.